lock the door and throw out the key. Can't fight this no more. It's just you and me, and there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you. So go ahead and drive me insane, baby, run your mouth. I still...
G'day guys, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Stuck With You by Ariana and Justin. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitar0tohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook, or if you want to improve on your guitar, then sign up to GZ2H Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. Now in this lesson, I'll teach you two different ways of playing this song. The first method is a super simple version for people who just want to strum and sing along, and you'll need a capo on the first fret of your guitar for that. The second method I'm going to teach you is the studio version. It doesn't require a capo, but it does have a lot of bar chords, so it's a little bit trickier. Let's jump into the lesson. Okay, so let's start with the easiest possible way of playing this song if you just want to strum and sing along. Now for this easy version, you'll need a capo on the first fret of your guitar. Now let's start with the strumming pattern. Now this song is in 6/8 timing, so it's got that waltz feel, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And that will be reflected in the strumming pattern where we just have 6 down strums. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Now what you can do actually is accent the 4th down strum as well, and that will actually give this strumming pattern a really good vibe when you're playing the chords. So if I'm playing a G, for example, it will sound like this. Notice how I accented it. I played it a bit harder, whereas all the other strums, I'm just focusing mainly on the top 3 or 2 strings. So that's the strumming pattern. Now the chord progression throughout the verse and chorus is quite simple. We start with a G for 2 strumming patterns, and then we're going to a B minor 7. Now the chord is actually a B minor, so if you can play a B minor, then great, but because this is a super simple version, I'm just going to make it a B minor 7, like that. Now from your G chord, you'll just lift your middle finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, but keep your index and ring finger exactly where they are. And you should just focus on the middle 4 strings. The 1st and 6th string should be muted ideally. So that's our B minor 7 for 2 strumming patterns. And then we go to a C add 9. So it's the same as a G shape, just your middle and ring finger down 1 string. And again, that's from the 5th string onwards. That's played for 2 strumming patterns. And then we have an E minor 7 like this, and then a D chord for 1 pattern each. Now, one thing you'll notice is that your ring finger stays on this 3rd fret of the 2nd string basically throughout the whole chord progression. So use that as an anchoring point when you're switching between chords. Never lift that finger. You don't have to. So we'll apply that strumming pattern to the chord progression and we'll sound like this. The next thing we need to learn is the bridge. Now our strumming pattern actually changes a tiny bit. It's now 4 down strums followed by a slight pause. Now for the first line of chords we have C for 2 of those patterns, G for those 2 patterns. For the second line of chords we go back to C for another 2 patterns, and then we go to a D for our regular 6 down strum strumming pattern, and we hit another D and hold that out. So the bridge sounds like this. And the final thing you need to learn is the section after the bridge, which is really simple. It's similar to our verse chord progression, except there's one minor change. Instead of going to the E minor 7 and D, we're actually going to play a C minor here. So after the 2 C add 9s, we have to switch to a bar chord like this. So index finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and ring and pinky on the 5th of the 4th and 3rd strings, middle finger on the 4th fret of the 2nd string, and that's our C minor. So the post bridge section sounds like this. That's everything for the super easy version. Now I'll teach you the studio version that doesn't require a capo, but it is a little bit harder because there's some bar chords. So there's 2 lines of tab here. We're going to start with the G sharp bar chord like this. It's the same as an F bar chord, just up at 4th and 6th frets. We're going to start with our bass note, which is the 4th fret here. And then we're going to strum all the strings like that. And then as soon as you strum, you just lift your fingers so they don't ring out, like that. So after that strum and pause, we then have 2 notes. So you're going to hit that bass note another 2 times, which brings us into our next bar. And then we do another strum again. And then we have a 2-note run. So we go 4th fret, 6th fret, and that takes us up to our next chord, which is a C minor. For our first 2 bars though, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And then we go up to a C minor chord like that. And we're going to hit that bass note first, hold it out, and then do our strum. And then do 2 bass notes, and another strum, like that. Now remember, anytime you strum the full chord, you just need to lift your fingers instantly, your fretting fingers that is, to not let those notes ring out. So the first line of tab, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. For our next chord, we'll go up to a C sharp. So it's a bar chord like this, now a major bar chord. You can play it with your ring finger barring across those 3 strings, or you can play with these 3 fingers. It's up to you. The timing is going to be identical to what we had in the C minor, so it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And then we go up to an F minor like this, so it's a bar chord up at 8th and 10th frets on the 5th string. Now again, the timing of the notes here is identical, but we will go down to a D sharp bar chord like this on the final bar. So it'll be that bass note, and then a strum. So the last 2 bars, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And in total for the main riff, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. And that's it for the verse and chorus. Next we get to the bridge, which is really simple. It's our C sharp chord here for 4 strums. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And you do that for 2 bars. And then we go to our G sharp for 2 bars with the same sort of strumming pattern. For the second line of tabs, we do the C sharp another 2 times. And then we slide up 2 frets to our D sharp. And we're going to strum this with 7 down strums. So the bridge. Now for the section after the bridge, it's identical to the verse. The only thing that changes is that instead of going up to this F sharp, we're just going to play a C sharp minor. So from the C sharp, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. So play that C sharp minor and hold it out. And that's everything we need to learn for the studio version. So now I'll be doing a full playthrough of this simple version, and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. A big thanks to my friend Amanda for lending her awesome vocals to this playthrough. If you want to check out her channel, there's a link in the description below. If you want to see a playthrough for the studio version, I'll also have a link to that in the description below. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go.
stick around. One strike and you're out, baby. Don't care if I sound crazy, but you never let me down. No, no. That's why when the sun's up, I'm staying. Still laying in your bed singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Got all this time on my hands. Might as well cancel our plans, yeah. I could stay here for a lifetime. So lock the door and throw out the key. Can't fight this no more. It's just you and me, and there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you. So go ahead and drive me inside, baby, run your mouth. I still wouldn't change being stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you. I'm stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you, baby. Know where we need to be. No, no, no. I'ma get to know you better, and I hope we're here forever. There's nobody on these streets. If you told me that the world's ending, ain't no other way that I would spend it. Oh, 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 oh. Got all this time in my hands. Might as well cancel our plans, yeah. I could stay here forever. So lock the door and throw out the key. Can't fight this no more. It's just you and me, and there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you. So go ahead and drive me inside, baby, run your mouth. I still wouldn't trade being stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you. I'm stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you. Whoa, baby, come take all my time. Go on, make me lose my mind. We got all that we need here tonight. Lock the door and throw out the key. Can't fight this no more. It's just you and me, and there's nothing I'd rather do. I'm stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you. So go ahead and drive me inside, baby, run your mouth. I still wouldn't change all this love for you, hating you, wanting you. I'm stuck with you, stuck with you, I'm stuck with you. Stuck with you, stuck with you, stuck with you.
Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out my other tutorials, then be sure to click here or here. Or if you want to download the free ebook, you can do that in the link in the description below. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.